Test, test, test. Can you all hear me? I hope you can all hear me. Uh-oh, it seems pretty low again. Hang on, let me just get my... That's interesting. Why is it not muting? Well, hello. I'm Jeremy. If you are coming to us from the Indie Mega Booth, welcome. We're going to be playing some Aeon's End today. If you're used to watching us regularly, this might be a little bit more sort of basic than what you're used to. I'm going to be talking through, I'm going to be playing some Aeon's End, obviously, but I'm also going to be talking through how the game works, because obviously the hope is that we're getting in front of a lot of people who've never seen it before. So super big thanks to the Indie Mega Booth. We were featured at the Indie Mega Booth at PAX West this past fall, 850 years ago. And unfortunately, because the Indie Mega Booth is so much about conventions, and conventions are not really a thing right now, this is what's happening. They're going to go away for a while. And if and when the convention world comes back, I'm assuming they will come back as well. All right, so let's play some Aeon's End. So if you're not familiar, this Aeon's End is a deck building game. I would argue that it feels a little roguelike-ish in some ways. I know that it's not strictly roguelike, not even strictly roguelite, but to me, it feels like it scratches a very similar itch to something like Slay the Spire, while also having a similar feel in terms of the cooperative nature of Sentinels of the Multiverse, our other big card game. In this, you can play 1 to 4 mages against a nemesis. We're actually working on the first expansion now, which is going to bring another mage and 2 more nemesis to battle. That's called the Nameless expansion. And, sorry, I keep refreshing over here because I'm trying to make sure that the streaming is working the way that it's supposed to. We've got some multiple streams happening here. We're going out to Twitch. We're on YouTube. Ostensibly, we're on, well, I guess we're supposed to be on YouTube, but I'm not seeing it on YouTube for some reason. Let's try turning it off and turning it back on again. That'll happen. Let's see if it's going to send it. And I do have the multi-chat going, so I can actually be sending chat to other places. Hey, Philomorph. Oh, look, we got more people here. Wait, is it still a bit quiet? Yeah, I was messing with the thing to try and make that work better. Let me see if I've got... Test. Yeah, I guess I can turn this up more. And maybe in OBS turn it up a little bit more as well. Yeah. I'll try to keep my voice up so you can still hear me. So, yeah, for some reason it's still not sending to YouTube. So I guess that is what it is. But it is sending it to Steam. So hopefully if you're watching this on Steam or maybe on the Indie Mega Booth sale page, you're seeing this. All right, so let's play some Aeon's End. So the way that it works is you've got a mage. They have their starting hand and their starting deck, and each mage has an activated ability. In this case, Xian has Black Mirror. And the sort of mechanics of the way this game works is that you have your spells and you have your gems. There's also relics, which we'll get to in a minute. You play your gems. That's your currency that lets you buy new spells or charge up your abilities. And then you prep spells into these breaches here, and those are sort of the batteries that power your spells. So, oh yeah, so the question, is it easier to play or more fun to play than the physical version? Yeah, the real big question there is setup. There's actually quite a bit to keep track of in this game, and the setup can be a bit of a bear. So doing it in hang on, let me just quit out of Slack so that I'm not getting bothered. Sorry, I don't remember what I was talking about. So let's just play a thing. Last night on Sentinels Live, we played against Crooked Mask and Carapace Queen. So I'm going to play the Prince of Gluttons, I think. Yeah, so this is the... So each of the nemesis have sort of a base stuff that they do, but then they also have their own mechanics. In this case, the Prince of Gluttons eats cards from the supply. You can still buy them from that, but once it eats too many, you lose. So you can lose that way. You can also lose by having all of your mages die, and Gravehold get destroyed as well. There's all kinds of ways to lose. And several different ways to win. You can deck out the character by going all the way through their deck, or you can reduce it to 0 HP. So last night, we played a couple different characters. So today, I think I'm going to play Kadir and I guess Lash. So let's take a look at what they've got going on. So Kadir's Otherworldly Gate. A player may return 3 spells to their discard pile to their hand. That player may prep up to 2 spells into each of their open breaches. Oh, we played Xaxos last night, but maybe in game 2. I think game 1 we're going to stick with Kadir and probably Lash. Shuffle any player's turn order card into the deck. That player suffers 1 damage. So basically 1 damage to get another turn in a round. One of the other things about this game that's different than a lot of deck builders is that you don't shuffle your deck. As you discard, when you run out of cards, you just flip it back over again, and now you have your deck. So you can actually plan out several turns in advance. All right, so let's see what we got here. We've got... yeah. So we got a Vrisswood Amber, which is pretty cool. John's favorite, the Searing Ruby. Glass Core. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to use the Glass Core. Maybe in the future one. That's one of the digital exclusive cards that works a little differently. So we got a 3, we got a 4, and a 6. I think I'm going to actually swap out that Vrisswood Amber for a Jade. And then we've got nice and even 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we've got Mage's Talismans for charges. What should we do instead of it? Instead of Unstable Prism, I think I'm going to grab Bottled Vortex. And then on spells, it looks like we've got the Spectral Echo, which lets us call our deck a little bit. Phoenix Flame is not bad, but I think I'm going to swap that one out. Yeah, I do kind of love Oblivion Swell. All right, so 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's an interesting market. I think that's an interesting market. And we're going to play on normal, which just means that each mage starts with 10 and Gravehold starts with 30. This is the sort of default level. You can play some harder versions where like you have either less health or the Nemesis uses increased difficulty rules, etc. And beginner, you get a little bit of a bonus, but we're going to play on normal. That's a good question, Licky. Would you say Lash and Xaxos fill about the same role? I don't honestly know that I play enough to know that for sure, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, man, YouTube's still not working. I wonder if I switch it to the stream now. Maybe that'll work. We're turning that on. We'll see if it's going to work. I'm going to keep an eye on that while it's going. So hopefully it won't get too much in the air. Oh, maybe you only do 1 at a time? Anyways, all right. So first things first, we're going to play all of our gems. Oh, right, I forgot. So yeah, Lash's base card, Quartz Shard, reveal the top card of the turn order deck. You may place it on the top or the bottom of the turn order deck. I think I'm actually going to put it on the bottom because, again, in this game, you don't shuffle your deck, but you do shuffle the order of turns. And so in each round, you get 2... If you're playing a 2-mage game, which is what we're playing, each mage gets 2 turns, and then the Nemesis gets 2 turns. And you don't really want the Nemesis to get 2 turns in a row. That's usually pretty bad. And then since you shuffle it when it goes back around again, if the Nemesis goes at the end of the round, they can also go at the beginning of the next round. So you can actually get 4 Nemesis turns in a row, which can be pretty harrowing. All right, so with 5, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and start buying some of these spells real quick. Oblivion Swell, while prepped once per turn during your main phase, you may gain 1 ether, deal 2 damage. You may discard a gem if you do deal damage equal to its cost. I think that's a pretty great spell, so we'll grab that. Yeah, Licky, it's one of the things that really drew us to this game in terms of wanting to adapt it is the fact that it plays with the randomness in a way that is a little different than what most people are probably used to, and that's pretty fun. I know that when I play Slay the Spire, I tend to get really frustrated if I just don't get the cards that I want. All right, so Thoughtbiter. Any player suffers 2 damage or devour 2 relics. All right, we definitely don't want that to stick around, so let's start hitting that minion. And then we will go ahead. Yeah, so we ended up getting basically 2 Lashes out of the way right up front. So we will, I think we're going to open this so we can park both of these Sparks, because we do have a good spell coming soon here. So Yeah, let's suffer 2 damage. Yeah, you really don't want the prince to start devouring cards. That can get you into trouble really fast. So, do I want to buy? I think I'm gonna use this to just gain an ether. So now I've got 4, which means I think I'll go ahead and focus on some economy. Buy that ruby. And once again, we'll go ahead and keep hitting that Thought Biter. I talk about this every time I stream and we get the Thought Biter, but did anybody ever watch The Langoliers? It was like that Stephen King. I mean, it was a book first, but it was Stephen King. It was adapted for USA Network back in the day. And I always thought that this is exactly what those look like. I'd be interested to know if the artist was inspired by The Langoliers. Because that is certainly what I see when I see the Thought Biter. All right, so I guess we'll do pretty much the same thing we just did. Open that up and park the sparks. We're supposed to be streaming on the... Oh, is that us? No, that's not us either. Yeah, we're supposed to be streaming on this... Indie Mega Booth page, and it should be working, but it doesn't seem like it is right now, which is a bummer, but what are you gonna do? All right, so let's hit that Thought Biter some more. Yeah, let's place this on the bottom, split up the Lash turns. Ooh. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this power that came out. I have nothing to discard, spend 6, Unleash twice. And just a reminder, the Unleash is when there's 2 players devour 3 cards from the least expensive supply pile. I think I'm actually just going to do this. It puts a pause on our development for a minute, but I'd rather avoid the Unleashings. Yeah, so for 2 damage, especially since it looks like we're going to be able to get rid of that Thought Biter right away. What do we get here? We got Gore. Devour 2 cards from the second most expensive gem pile. Any player suffers 2 damage. Lash. All right, Thought Biter is gone. All right, so now it's going to be time to start focusing on the big bad. What do we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll do any player gains life so that Lash can start to gain some. So we've got 5 ether plus 1 that can be used for spells. Yeah, so they there were a couple things that were free, which was the promo pack, which included some of the new market cards and the crossover mage from One Deck Dungeon. That was Jay. So she's included in the base game on Steam for free. But the first expansion will be a paid expansion. It adds 2 new nemesis and 1 new mage to the game. I'm going to go ahead and buy this Wildfire Whip. Since it's, it's a 2-cost spell, or it's a 4 damage spell, and you can spend ether to cast another spell if you want. So, we do not know the price yet. A couple bucks, $3, $4 bucks, something like that. I don't know exactly. We have not decided yet. All right, so let's discard this ruby. Any player stuff? I think I still want to do the damage. Alright, so we'll play our gems. Alright, she has just the 1 new good spell, but I do think with 3, I'm going to go ahead and buy the Spectral Echo. The great thing about Spectral Echo is that you can not only deal 2 damage, it's a 2 damage spell, but then you can start calling out some of these low quality spells. All right, I think I'm probably going to do the same thing here with Lash, actually. So I think I'm going to use this to deal 2 damage. And... Oh, wait, right, that was discarded to deal more damage? That's fine. Oh, no, because it deals damage based on the cost, so I'm going to skip that. Play these, lock those in, and buy Spectral Echo, so I can start calling out some of those lower quality spells. Alright, there goes the Unleash. Yep. Alright, yeah, I'm going to use these because I need to clear out some space for my other ones. Ooh, yeah, we'll place this on the bottom again. Spread it out a bit. Grab another ether. So now we've got 6. So Lash has got the 2 sparks, a spectral echo, and the oblivion swell. What's in the devoured pile? Yeah, mostly gems, and we're kind of okay on economy for the moment. So I think... yeah, I'm just going to buy another spell, I think. Wait, can I not buy? There we go. Okay. All right, again, we have 2 spells to prep, so we'll clear these 2 out. That. Yeah, I think we're going to keep gaining life because we are taking a bit of a beating here early. All right, so since I've got cash to spend, you can see that I can actually... did Mark do the music for... yes, Jean-Marc did do the music for Spirit Island. That is correct. So the question is, do I want to spend some of that to play this, or do I want to buy another thing? She has the Spectral Echo and the Wildfire Whip, and then the other things. So 3 plus 1. I think... should I get that Bottled Vortex? Start calling out some of the lower cost ones? Yeah, let's do that. Come on, Mega Booth. Why are you not showing us on your front page? We put ourselves in the spreadsheet and everything. And I'm seeing it on our Steam page, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, unleash twice in the infliction. Yeah, we're going to let Gravehold take this damage. And do I want to keep... yeah, I think we'll do this. And then we'll leave that one so that it's out of our rotation. What do I have in economy? I have one of those. Yeah, I think with 4, I want to grab another one of those. Alright, and yep, we're going to once again clear these out so we can prep them. I'm not going to discard. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, did Lash buy one of those? Lash did not buy one of those, so I am going to buy one of those Battle Vortexes. Vortices? Something like that. Okay. Yeah, let's definitely yeah, whatever that is, so we can destroy one of these sparks. And then I think up to 2 cards in your hand or discard pile. Yeah, we're gonna leave that because I think what we're gonna do... oh, no, you know what? That was wrong. Back up. I am gonna actually use both of these because I am going to use this to destroy those 2 sparks. So we'll do the spark here and the spark here. Perfect. What is that? That's going to end up being 4 for a spell. Yeah, I kind of want to grab that 5 spell, so we're going to do that. We'll grab the 5 spell. Haven't bought anything from the devoured pile just yet. Philomorph asks, so Spirit Island will only support multiplayer through shared screen. How does that play with 4 players all needing to look at and choose their cards at the same time? Yes, you have hit on exactly why multiplayer is a bit more of a challenge for Spirit Island. You know, we would definitely love to add online multiplayer where each player is controlling their own stuff directly, for sure, but it's expensive. So we always focus on the largest portion of the potential, you know, player base first, and we know from data that, you know, in a game like ours, something like 85% of players aren't probably going to play it online. So we wanted to get the game out first, get it out there, get people playing it, and then we can hopefully, if it's selling well enough, we'll start adding multiplayer in after the fact. As you say though, it does support like remote play together and that kind of stuff. You're going to want to have one player driving and the other people just sort of telling them what to do, as opposed to letting everybody control the mouse, because it can get really crazy since there are no turns in Spirit Island. You all can kind of just do whatever you want at the same time. So, and we'll hit that. We'll get rid of that spark. Do I still have? Yeah, it's going to be a bit before we get to that, so I'll leave that there. Finish casting. Prep that. Yeah, placing this on top is fine. Then we'll know we have 2 turns in a row coming after that. Do I want to spend the money to get... You know what, let's maybe start getting some charges here. Although, I will say Lash's charge, especially given the beating we've been taking, is going to be less useful. Come on, Mega Booth, why are we not showing up on your thing? Oh well. I guess I'll stop obsessing over it. And YouTube is still not working at all. Yeah, we're just gonna start getting charges. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even notice that came out. Alright, well, gems. 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 Yeah, this pulverizing ray, if it comes at the wrong time, can be really rough. I really want to keep that 1 gem, though, so we'll take 1 of these. Devour, devour, devour. Yeah, I guess we'll do this. Alright, I guess Lash can take this. Hit these things. Play this, which will let us get rid of both of the sparks. 1 and 2. And we'll grab charge. Okay. Yeah, we did this so that we could get that. Did this so we can get that. I feel like I might want to buy... Yeah, I think I'm going to buy that Spectral Echo off of the Devoured pile. And we'll just keep hitting. Hopefully we can do all right. Yeah, so one of the loss conditions... when all supply piles are empty except for the devoured pile, players lose. Like, so if they eat the entire what's it called? The entire market, that's a problem. So we're gonna keep that from happening. So let's play all gems. Grab an ether. Yeah, I think it's probably time to start getting her charged up. I think she probably has enough. I mean, the one thing would be to grab like maybe 1 more. Well, no, she's got the 2 rubies. It's fine. We're gonna start grabbing some charges. Oh well. Ugh, yeah, see, this is what happens when John's not here to help me figure out how to make the best choices. I just sort of ramble. I'm gonna start focusing. Actually, we want to have some more room because if and when she does use her thing, we want to have more breaches for her to put things into. So, all right, let's hit this. Get rid of one of these. Skip. We're gonna gain 1 life for Lash. And yeah, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. We'll start charging her up. All right. If I leave this in, I can get 1 more ether. If you reveal the player turn or gain 1 additional. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6. But 5 is plenty, assuming we reveal the right thing. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna keep trying to hit the things. I don't think that it's really going to matter. Oh, I guess it is going to matter, because if we get 2 in a row, we don't want 4 in a row. All right, and then 4... Yeah, let's go ahead and focus. Breaches 3 and 4 get a +1 to damage, which is why I want that to be a thing. All right, yeah, we've been blissfully ignored by the minions, so I think we're getting ready to have that change here. So we've got the Mind Guzzler. Immediately set this minion's life to 8 plus the number of empty supply piles, so it was 10. And now we've got the God Feeders. Gravehold suffers 3 damage, devour a gem from the most expensive gem pile. And remember, when they try to devour from an empty pile, it hits Gravehold instead. So, yeah. In terms of like which one's more important, I don't know that one is more important than the other. So we're just gonna... Oh yeah, I guess I could get 3. Shoot. Yeah, see, now those jades are all buried, which means I can't get them unless we buy through all this other stuff, and that's kind of what I wanted to get here. So just grab a charge. Yeah, no damage right now. 5 and 2, that would take me down to 3. It's fine. I really want this to be open, so let's do that, and like that. So that we can hopefully start wailing on those baddies ASAP. Ooh, like this. Okay, so discard a gem. If you do, equal to its cost. You see, I don't have any costed gems here. So let's just focus 1 and get it going. Ooh, nice. Yeah, let's place this on top so that we can at least destroy that first one before they get to go again. Yeah, we're gonna open that up. And boom. All right, 1 minion down. Good times. Yeah, place that on top. Boom. So we got 3 again. I really, actually, the more I'm looking at this, the more I feel like he needs a better spell, but I don't have the opportunity to get it right now. I might have screwed up my economy on him. I'll have to see. Cauterizer's not great. Discard 2 cards. Let's see, what does it say? Discard 2 cards that cost 4 or more. Yeah, this is not going great. Yeah, this you can't, no matter how much you deal it, it's all reduced to 1, so that's tricky. Yeah, she can Gravehold and Devouring. Ugh, now we have to go after this, even though someone's gonna probably die. Alright, this can go in the big breach. Yeah, we're gonna definitely heal. And we'll grab a charge. So because I turned the chat off? Really bummed that it's not showing up, but oh well. Hey, Sultanis. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so this... take that out. So that's good. I'm well, how are you? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we discard because we can't deal more than 1 damage at a stretch. So to get rid of this, unleash twice and Gravehold suffers 3 damage, discard 2 cards in hand. As much as that's frustrating right now, I'm definitely doing that because that is not a great card. Ooh, excellent. Yeah, let's heal again. And now we do have room for all 3 of these, so let's do that. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna use this. Unless... yeah, there's a 1 in 3 chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one prepped. Put this for 5. Good. Okay, so let's place on bottom just in case. But this way now I will have, with this, I'll have enough to be able to buy that another 5 cost spell there, which is good. Thanks, Sultanis. Jean-Marc is our resident maestro, and he's made the music for most of our games. He actually didn't do the music for One Deck Dungeon because One Deck Dungeon already had music from the tabletop side. Ugh. All right. Well, we don't have a minion in play right now, so I think, or at least another one that's other than the Cauterizer. So I wonder. Yeah, those unleashes are really harsh. We're gonna put the God Feeders back in because I feel like we're set up pretty well to take it out quickly if we have to. All right. So this is 2 damage. 2 damage. Oh shoot. Did that wrong. I've been killing out all my gems without realizing that I actually needed to buy that. Ah, darn. Well, I may still be able to make this work. I guess I'm probably not gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna not destroy anything else here, so... yeah, we'll hit the God Feeders. We'll skip. Did I really not buy any good gems for Lash? Did I lose one? Did someone get exhausted or something? I must have just not been paying attention. Alright, so... we're going to be able to do 4, so I'll be able to buy a ruby. We'll put that up there, grab that, and then I'll buy the ruby. Good. Alright, we're not completely screwed on our economy. Definitely want to let Kadir take this. Seraphage. It's turning against us. Alright, Lash is going to take this. Which means Lash becomes exhausted. Which is not great. But in this game, you're not gone when that happens. You lose this, and then any damage to you goes directly to Gravehold, which is actually going to do now, and we're going to lose. Ah! Oh my god. Yeah. We're done. That's fine. We're going to play another game. Licky asks, how many tracks are planned for Spirit Island? How many are there in the game? Funny story. It actually doesn't work like that in Spirit Island. So that question is it's like, it's not like how it was in Sentinels, where it's like, oh, each environment has its own track, and then each villain has their own theme song. It's not like that at all. There's basically an ever-evolving theme music. I don't want to get too much into it because Jean-Marc has explained exactly how it works to me, but he has it on a more technical level than I. Basically, the music is going to be sort of constantly changing and shifting as you play, and it's going to be affected by which spirits you're playing, how many spirits you're playing, what's happening in the game at any given time. So it should be really, really, really cool. We're all super excited to see how it shakes out. So. Okay, so that was the Prince of Gluttons. After that, I think we're just going to go straight forward. We're going to do a Rageborn, and I'm going to do one of my things that I love to do, which is like a single mage run. The way that it is different when you play as a single mage instead of a team is that the Nemesis gets 2 turns and you get 3. You are your own ally, so anything that says an ally gets whatever, you give that to yourself. And so I think we're going to do that. And I'm going to play as Adelheim, whose Ethereal Ward is when a Nemesis attack or power card is drawn, but before it is resolved, you may discard it and it has no effect. So if we can get his engine going, we can be in a pretty good place. So we're still not showing up on the thing. Oh, perfect, Licky. We'll be playing together. All right, so let's look at our supply and see what we got here. We've got the Sifter's Pearl, which can be good. You know what? I'm just going to set this up the way that I want it. Let's get the Jade, the Diamonds, and the Sapphire. Then we'll do, yeah, we want charges, so we're definitely going to keep that. Focusing players breach twice, lose 1 durability when this has 0, destroyed, and gain 2 life. Yeah, I kind of dig that, although we definitely want a way to cull cards, so we'll do the Spectral Echo. I do love this one, the one with the opens, and then the 7. Perfect. All right, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a pretty fun solo run here. All right, so with Rageborn, the unleashes add a Fury token, and then when he gets 4 Fury tokens, he strikes, I think is right. All right, we'll do the standard Adelheim opening. We're just going to skip that, which is where we open that and prep those to get them out of the way. And we're just going to leave them there because we want to move through our purchasing power more quickly. So we got 5. Ooh, yeah, you know what? Let's just start early on the Mage's Talisman. All right, we're going to hit the Provoker with these. Yes, I can draw. Boom. All right, so let's, first things first. If we've got 4... we've already got this charged up. Let's just do that, and then we'll buy a Jade, and then we can start talking about what other kinds of fun things we're going to start to buy and prep in a minute. Yeah, crazy. YouTube's still not streaming, so I'm just going to turn those off. I don't know why that didn't work. What is my favorite nemesis to fight? Currently, my favorite nemesis to fight is definitely the Carapace Queen, even though I often lose. Yeah, we're going to skip our ability. Single strike this early in the game is no big deal. And I have not played... I've only ever played Aeon Zen physically once, and it was from the core game. I tend to only really play our games digitally. Unleash. If there are 2 Nemesis turn order cards in the order discard pile, unleash 2 additional times. It's pretty early. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Just for illustrative purposes, we'll go ahead and do that. All right, and we got a 3. Perfect. So I'm going to grab a Spectral Echo so I can start culling my deck out a bit. We will use these to start taking down, or almost finish taking down, the Provoker. Which has been your favorite game to work on? I'm probably the wrong person to ask that because I don't really quote-unquote work on the games. I just run the company and do some of the marketing and some streaming and other kinds of things like that. But I call myself a game developer, but I'm not a developer. I'm a game developer, but I'm not a developer. I don't write code. I don't do anything. So I haven't done actually a lot of real work for the games since bottom of the 9th. I did some of the graphic work in Sentinels of the Multiverse, but not a lot of it. Yeah. Myself draw and discard. Great. Boom and boom. All right, so we've got 5. I bought a gem. So with this 5, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this Feral Lightning. The thing I love about the Feral Lightning is that you can prep it to through to a closed breach. You still have to play it the next round because that's what happens when you have a non-open breach. But I like the way that it works. So let's do that. Play all the things, do the thing. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna start I'm going to continue growing my economy. So I'm gonna grab a diamond cluster, try and get 2 of those together. Perfect. So we can hit that and get rid of one of those sparks. You know, a decent strategy that you'll find is getting sparks out of the way. Either park them so that you don't have to worry about them coming up, or What was your favorite game to do the marketing for then? That's actually a really good question. You know, the easy answer is probably Sentinels, just because we've been living with Sentinels for 6 years. It's our oldest game. It's our, you know, most popular game. So, you know, we kind of always have some background radiation of marketing happening with that. But I really love the look and feel of Aeon's End, probably more so. Like, I like comics, but I never really read comics. So, I tend to prefer the sort of dark, edgy feel of Aeon's End to sort of the happy-go-lucky Sentinels in a lot of ways, I think. So, I don't know. I hope that answers your question. Alright, we'll play all the gems. What am I having? Yeah, I might as well do that to keep moving through things quickly. And now we've got 7, which means I can get my second diamond cluster, which is good. Or do I want to go for that big spell? Yeah, that big spell is probably the better choice. So that's what I'm going to do. 3 and 6, that'd be 9. Alright, so I should actually be able to do this. So if we do discard these, but then keep the diamond cluster on top. Ugh, I'm not going to have enough to do it. Never mind. Should have looked at that first. Oh, look at this. I literally just got an email from the Mega Booth people. To all you streamers, I've been checking the page periodically, and I've seen issues cropping up with broken feeds, stopped streams, and receiving news. Okay. It's been reported to Valve. The engineers are looking at it. So I guess that's why, like, even though our stream is showing up on our Steam store page, it's not showing up on the Mega Booth store page, which is a bummer, because, you know, part of the reason I'm doing this today was because I thought we were going to get to be on the front page. My favorite part of Sentinels being promoted was the variant hunt. Oh, yeah, the variant hunts were awesome. Those were super fun, sort of like almost ARG level kind of fun stuff going on. Yeah, let's do this. Play all gems. Do that, and yeah, let's play this. Let's start opening these up. Unleash 4 times. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I can, if I skip the ability, I can still do it. I just have to use 4 charges instead of 5. So that's kind of an interesting way to go. All right. Do I want to start getting? Yes, I have one of my diamond clusters. So I hit this, and we can get rid of that. Oh, that's right, because with Arcane Nexus, we can actually do it. So, all right, well, let's do this. We're going to discard that, play our gems, which will give us 3. But then I can actually get 4. So I guess the question is, do I want to get... Actually, I can get 5. Do I want another Feral Lightning? Or does it make more sense? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get 2 charges instead. So I'm just gonna do this one, and then we'll do charge. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be able to buy my diamond clusters, no problem. Ah, completionist guys. There's no shame in pressing the unlock button. Like, we really didn't want a scenario where people felt like they couldn't play content in the game because they either didn't get lucky enough to get the right setup or they weren't skilled enough to be able to do the thing. So that's why we wanted to give people the ability to do that. All right, I'm going to finish casting here specifically so that I can do this. And then play all the gems and have all sorts of... Oh, yes! Definitely do that. So now we are filled up again, and we have 8, which means I can buy my second diamond cluster and still have 4 to do something else with, like focusing on a big breach. So 6 and 3, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. still don't understand why YouTube is being weird. I keep turning it back on and it keeps not coming up. We're new to this multi-streaming thing. We mostly have been a Twitch-only streamer for, you know, years, and we just got this idea because the Indie Mega Booth sent it out, like, hey, you can use this thing called Restream. All right, what did we get? We got the Scorn. Persistent Gravehold suffers 3 damage or Unleash twice. Yeah, so let's definitely wail on that. All right, so we got 5. I can open... Yeah, I definitely need at least one more spell. I think we're going to grab another... Are there any sodas that I like from other countries? That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I know that when I went to the Coca-Cola like factory or whatever it was when I was in Georgia for MomoCon, I tried sodas from all over the world that are bottled by Coca-Cola, and some of them were very interesting. Not so much so that like I would go out of my way to like get them and eat them, but or drink them, I guess. Oy, this is not going great. Oh, except yes, let's do that. We'll use our ability to get rid of that. We're still going to take this damage, but we can hit this. Continue to call out some of these. Oh, yes, I like this. So let's open that up. So we can get the +1 damage. 3 plus 8, that's 11. So these will all be in one hand. Awesome. All right. Scorn is done. What have I got? Ooh, yes, draw. And I guess we can do this again. And I'm not going to draw because I want to keep this. And charge? Yeah, charge seems right. All right, so now we are faced with the classic dilemma, as it were, which is the Nemesis has 61, and we can get them down to 0. That's one way to win. But if we deck them out, meaning we go through all the cards in their deck, that will also keep them from winning. So the question is, do we keep these in hand so that if a Nemesis comes out, we can one-shot the Nemesis, or do we just make a run on the sorry. If a minion comes out, we can go after the minion, or if we should just go after the Nemesis. I think, well, this one we definitely have to play. I need to get better at timing this, because I really want to get rid of that spark, but the only way I can do it is with that Spectral Echo. Yeah, we'll hit that. And I think, yeah, actually that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that prepped because I want to play that Jade twice. So let's do that, and we'll play the Jade twice, which gives us 7, which allows me to buy another Arcane Nexus. And that's awesome. That might, well, let's see. Spend a 7 Unleash. Yeah. So that was, I could have potentially been charged up enough to get rid of this. But I have the the money to pay to get rid of it. So Unleash, any player suffers 1 damage, that player suffers an additional for each Fury token. Yeah, so we're not going to bother with that. We are, however, going to hit this for 1. Should we keep that? Yeah, it's going to be 2 damage. I can only deal 1 with this. It's better to play that again. So let's finish casting. We'll play all of our gems, and then we'll replay another one of those diamond clusters. So that takes us up to 9, which means we can get rid of that, take a charge, and prep this. It doesn't matter where it's going to be prepped, really. 9, 10. Perfect. All right. So hopefully we'll get another turn where we can hit this. Good. Yeah, there's no reason not to. I mean, it's a bummer that we have to waste a big damage to get rid of that, but I'd rather not be taking the damage. So that means we can play this. Yeah, so that's going to get drawn. It has to be in the same hand. And then if we do that, it won't get drawn. All right, well, we're going to prep it anyway. Fill that up. Oh, unless we do this. So what was that? That was the Jade. So now it might actually work out. But actually probably not. I don't think there's any reason I need to do anything here, so I'm just going to end. Oof, 3 in a row! All right, that means that he's going to get 2 in a row. Which means it's possible that we could be in a little bit of a tough spot here. I think I want to, yeah, we've done before. We'll do that, and then leave that, because it looks like my diamonds got split up. So in order to get good stuff, we're gonna want to do this with the diamond again. And, oh, wait, don't prep that there. Let's go ahead and open that breach. We still end up with 2. I don't think it makes any sense to buy another Jade at this point, because we're kind of doing okay. Yeah. That's fine. And then we're going to discard in this order so that the diamonds will hopefully stay together. That's at least the plan. All right, so let's take a look at this card. We got Onslaught. Unleash 3 times. The players collectively discard cards in hand equal to the number of Fury tokens Rageborn has. So it's only 1, but it is 3 unleashes, which is then going to trigger a strike. I guess the question is, do we think that's going to be better or worse than what the next card is? I think it's probably likely the next card is going to be a minion, so we'll go ahead and use our ability to discard that. Oh, God! That was the wrong call! Oof. That suit. Well, all right. So we lost our Mage's Talisman, so we're definitely going to want to buy another one of those. And then we lost one of our diamond clusters. Yeah. Oh, it does look like we got rid of the spark finally, so at least we have that. I'm glad now that I bought that Jade. So let's do... Yeah, let's just play these. And we can just get rid of that. Play this one. Now we can play this, play this, play this, play it again. Alright, so now we've got 8. So the question is, do I go for 4 charges? You know what, we never bothered with this Staff of Wonders. I guess we already opened up our breaches, so that's just a healing card now for 6. Alright, yeah, we're gonna take a chance here. I mean, our deck is nice and lean now, so at least we have that. Oh, shoot. Okay, what did this say here? Grateful suffers 4 damage, or shuffle all the Nemesis turn order cards into the order deck. Yeah, I think we gotta do that. Because I would lose immediately. I don't think there's any particular reason. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh my god, I'm the same way, Licky. Were you watching all the stuff about the new Mortal Kombat stuff that was announced today? Yeah, I like super deep strategy games, and then I like super twitchy fighting games. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't like fighting games. I like Mortal Kombat. I also do kind of like, I liked Injustice, but that was mostly just because it was also from NetherRealm Studio, which is the same people that make Mortal Kombat. We're still not on the front page. All right. Yeah, I think the most important thing here is to get charged up. So I'm going to finish casting, play all the gems. Oh, what's my... Ooh, yeah, I like that. Draw, and we'll discard that. And 5. Ooh, unless... Yeah! Let's play this one again. I would draw. Yes, now we're set up. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so that is looking solid. And we're all set up. We do have two big hitters here, each with a +1. So we can pretty handily take out a minion if they come out, so that's good. And we have the ability to discard something like this, for instance. The player with the most destroys 4 cards in hand or suffers 4 damage, neither of which I want to do, so we will use our ability. Yeah, and here we are. Now we'll be able to charge almost all the way back up again right away. Right? If I leave both of those, because I can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep. Oh, and I've got this. All right, so we'll just keep one of them around for its card play, or its gem play abilities. We can put that there. Can park that over there. Nice. I do want to end anyway. Avatar of Wrath. All right. No, go again. Okay. Gravehold suffers 5 damage. We'll be fine. All right, so we got a Doom Aegis where we have to... are we going to be able to get 7? Discard 7, power 1, the player with the most lose all the charges. Yeah. All right, so the question here is if I use this, it'll go away right now, which might be the right choice since Rageborn might go again right away, and then it'll just get kicked off. So, player with the most charges suffers 4 damage, which means I'll lose. Yeah, let's just use it. Oh, good. Okay, so Gravehold suffers 3, I suffer 1. Unleash twice, Gravehold. Yeah, this is not. All right. Yeah, so this is exactly what we're talking about. Do we make, like, the run at this 36 HP, or do we try to take out the Avatar of Wrath? It's going to strike, which is probably going to take us out, so I feel like... I mean, this is going to do, what, 5, 6, 10... We have 3 rounds to do it, so we can... I feel like we can definitely do it. Question is, do we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Sorry. Again, getting an email. We're like, because we're sort of live streaming while we're trying to figure out why this isn't working, I'm just trying to... Oh, see, there's a third game streaming, and it's still not us. Man. That's not fun. All right, let's... Yeah, the question is do I want to do 2, 3, 4, 5? What am I going to draw if I do that? Another one of those. Yep, that's fine. All right, so hit... Hit. I'm actually going to be able to get rid of the spark now, finally. Alright, so play all the things. Yes, draw. Yes, discard. Place that. Place that. Replay the Jade. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess the only question is do I want to get... Because I did lose... one of the Feral Lightnings, but I have a second one, so it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, is the spark there? Ah, come on. That's frustrating. All right, well, we can definitely take out this guy. So that's good. Not gonna destroy anything. Prep this, prep this. Alright, we are gonna buy... I can't believe we didn't buy a Planar Insight yet. It's been sitting there this whole time. I got in tabletop games from a friend, saw YouTube channels like Dice Tower and Tabletop with Wilby. And yeah, you know, it's funny. I really dig strategy, like the kind of, like, sort of pensive thinking strategy of tabletop games, but I don't actually have a lot of friends who like to play, which I think is one of the reasons why I gravitated to the digital versions, because then I get to actually, you know, do these sorts of things, play these games where I wouldn't really be getting a chance to do it on my own. So, all right. What more actions can I take? Oh, I guess I could buy a Jade, but I don't want to buy another Jade. 7, 8, or that's 9. There we go. So yeah, now I think it's really just time to just run at Rageborn. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I'm really digging the way that this is... Oh, shoot, except you need to have something else in your hand. Let's back up and do that again so that we can do the whole thing. So we're not going to prep that spark. What we're going to do is we're going to play all of our gems. Then, yes, we will draw. That'll let us discard this spark. We'll prep this. Use it to replay that. Oh, it's still not going to work. I guess I got to wait on the gems, too. There we go. So we'll go from here. So let's play this. And then we'll replay this card. That'll let me draw that spell and then discard that. Yeah, there we go. That's a cool way to do it. See, I still have yet to actually fill up my thing. So I guess we can buy another. If we've got 5, I guess we might as well buy another Feral Lightning. Keep dealing damage. Oh, hello. Something's happening on the Steam store page. Read out Advanced Edition, Legends of Elzenwald, Guns of Icarus, and then there's one that's like not showing anything. I wonder if that's supposed to be us. That'd be neat. All right. Yeah, 27. Assuming we don't get completely rolled here. Unleash twice. Any player destroys the top 3 cards of their deck and suffers 3 damage. No, thank you. All right, what are we going to do here? We're not going to destroy anything, but we can at least deal 3 damage here. Skip. Should I keep them both prepped? If I want to get filled, that's going to be... Nope, you know what? We don't need to. That's fine. So we'll deal 5 damage. Prep that, play that. Play the gems, and replay that. And that should give us 8, which is perfect, which lets us get all the way up to the top. I think we're probably good. Obviously, if some really, really bad stuff happens, we could still lose. But I think we're getting pretty close to doing okay here. I definitely want to buy another Jade. Let's see, what is this? To destroy 2 prep spells. It's going to go off the next time he goes. And I definitely don't want to destroy that, so we'll use our thing again. And we're going to hit. And hit. Prep, prep, prep. What do we got coming up? Okay, I think we should be good. Grab a charge for that. Watching a game get played is better than reviews. Yeah, I agree. That's actually the main reason why we started doing all of our streaming, was because we were like, you know, watching someone who knows how to play a game, to me, that is way better than being like having someone explain to you how to play the game. Like, you pick up little things that you wouldn't necessarily have picked up. It's one of the ways I got good at Binding of Isaac, was I would watch YouTube videos of people playing Binding of Isaac, and I've been doing a little bit of that with Slay the Spire as well. So... We did it! Solo run, Adelheim versus Rageborn. Hooray, huzzah, terrificness. I think we're going to play another one. I had sort of scheduled out to do this from 11 to 1, so we got some more time. I'm going to let the chat pick who I play as and what we play against. I will be the one handling the market, because that's too many... questions to ask, but Oh, yeah, right. Xaxos. There was definitely questions about Xaxos, so we'll play Xaxos. We'll probably do a 2-player game. So we need one more mage and the and who to play against, and I'll start building a market. Yeah, so to bring it up, Xaxos' Metaphysical Link. Allies collectively gain 4 charges, reveal the turn order deck, and reveal the cards and put the revealed cards back in any order. What's interesting is if you play Xaxos solo, you kind of get into a similar sort of... Ooh, Brama. Okay, Brama and Xaxos. That's a good combination. Okay, scooch. Ooh, don't want to knock my desk over. Try and get myself in a more comfy position here real quick. All right, so let's look at what the market gave us. Still waiting on a Nemesis. Brahma's cool because she's got the healer. Any player gains 4 life. Yeah, let's look at these. We didn't end up using the Staff of Wonders. Glass Core. Gain 2 ether. You may lose 1 durability to gain an additional 1 ether. When this has 0, destroy it. Yeah, these are those sort of, expiring cards that we came up with to pair with the Jay. All hail the queen, but I already went. Okay, well, that happens to be my favorite, so I think we can do the Carapace queen. That's fine. So let's see. Yeah, I guess we can keep the Vristwood Amber as the low-end one. I love the Glass Core, but I feel like I really want to be doing more of these bigger gems. Sifter's Pearl versus Burning Opal. Like, these 2 cards look too much alike. I'm sorry, but they look identical. Any ally draws a card. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Clouded Sapphire, and then I guess... you know what? We're going to go, like, super low-key here. We're going to do just the Jades and the Sapphires. That, I think, is going to be the plan here. Hopefully we can quickly get enough to then bring it up to what we need. At one point, it bugged out and it was upside down at the bottom. Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming it got fixed. All right, so we're just going to do those 2 gems. Then we're going to do... Yeah, let's get this one and this one on the relics. Should I get the blasting staff too, maybe? Yeah, I think instead of that, we're going to do maybe the Flexing Dagger? No, you know what? We're going to keep the Blasting Staff. That's fine. Aeon's End is only available on Steam. When we reached out to GOG about getting Sentinels onto GOG, they gave us an unequivocal no thank you. So we kind of stopped asking. Just because it's another thing that we have to support. You know, GOG doesn't just sell Steam keys. Humble does. And we similarly, like, we've reached out to them because we have Sentinels on the Humble store. But they, you know, I don't know if they're have specific rules about what games they allow on. I don't know, but they don't want us apparently. But it is available on mobile. All right, I think that's going to be it for the spells. So let's grab... Okay, Spectral Echo's already there. We're going to do my favorite Big 7 again. And I think, yeah, we can let... Yeah, we'll do the Chaos Arc instead. And then for this one, let's do... What's a good 4-cost spell? Oh, yeah, maybe the Lava Bolt. Deal 4 damage, lose 1 durability. When this has 0, destroy it. So it's like a nice, like, heavy but lightly cheaper card, maybe. What is up, Triraptor? All right, I think that's a decent market. All right, so we're going to do Carapace Queen on normal, Brama, Xaxos. Let's do it. All right, spend 6, unleash twice. Not going to be a thing. All right, so just a reminder about how this is going to be different from Rageborn is we've got this husk track over here where depending on how many husks are in play, the unleash is going to have a different effect. Or not the unleash, the, what is it? The thing that makes the thing happen. The swarm effect. Swarm effect. So, all right, turn that off. All right, so let's play all the things. Should we start with some damage or... Yeah, let's see. If we draw... Everyone is wonderful, Licky. Or at least everyone who's me. I'm hoping everybody else is also wonderful. I think I'm actually going to buy 2 Jades. Because I want to get to the point where I can just start spending like crazy. Get 2 Jades too? Yeah, you know what? We're going with it. I don't know. This might be a really bad idea, but we're gonna try. All right, so this one, deal 1 damage, gain 1 ether. Yeah, we'll do that. Get some of these husks. So this is actually a character who is actually tends to be easier to deck than it is to just beat outright. So we'll just sort of see. As the game evolves, we'll see how it's coming. We're going to open up 2 and get these sparks out of the way. All right, so this is only going to deal 1, which is fine. So we'll hit. Yep. All right, so now we got no husks. We'll play all of our gems, prep that up. All right, and so we've got 4. I can't, Xaxos actually can't open anything with 4, so I could just start focusing. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to be able to buy the big gem next round. Oh, actually, if it's going to be 7, maybe I'll just buy the 7-cost spell and then use that to power future purchases. That might be a good way to do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to grab 2 charges. Ooh, okay. So, oh, I could actually get rid of the Unleash twice. That might be good. Or I can also discard 3 cards in hand to get rid of that one. Alright, we're going to keep the Spark prepped. Which of these is worse? So this is definitely going to go off. If I spend the 6 to just take care of that, I can't discard for this. Any player suffers 4 damage versus Unleash twice. Yeah. This one I think is probably more important to get rid of, so we'll do that. And we have to discard 3, so I guess we'll just discard those. And my big master plan fell apart there, so I think we'll just start getting something that can deal some damage that'll also go away. Good. That worked out. I'm glad we made that decision. Let's see here. Drink some water. Stay hydrated, everybody. Okay, so we have... Is that the Haze Spewer? Yeah. Gravehold suffers damage equal to this minion's current life, and this mission suffers 1 damage. I think the smart thing here is going to be... to start taking that down at least a little bit so that it's not going to take too much damage. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, I mean, we're still super focused on economy here, but I think she's going to be our healing engine, so having her be focused on that I think is probably smart. Alright. Which means we don't actually need to heal. I think I will go ahead and buy her a Spectral Echo just so I can start clearing out some of the stuff I'm not going to need. Alright, and we'll take this to the Haze Wheel 1 more time. Play the gems. What are we drawing next round? Not enough to do the thing that I wanted to do. So, do I still have more than 1 spell? Not that are going to get played at once, so I don't actually still need to worry about focusing. Yeah, I guess... Place a Husky for the turn. That's not great. Alright, so now we really have... Brama can take this. All right. So we're definitely... Ooh, yes, that is the thing I'm going to do. So with the husks, you can deal one damage to one, or if you take a damage, you can spread it out and hit as many. So let's... I really want to clear those out, especially now that the Brood Womb is in play. We really want to get rid of that. Yeah, let's... Should we do that? Yeah, this is not a great time to do it since we know it's going to be us. So let's actually back up, and I'm going to buy a Spectral Echo so I can start clearing out some of that stuff. Deal 1 damage. Yes. And replace things. Alright, so put that in there, and then we're just going to leave them. Yeah, and actually, we might want to grab... Yeah, nobody's in super dire need of healing just yet. So I think I'm going to buy her an Arcane Nexus so that we can have it as an economy pusher more than a damage dealer. Yeah, guilty Seamus. This is my movie theater. I don't know if you can see it with the lights are a little bit... Hang on, let me turn on home theater lights to full. So I don't know. Can you see that better now? I don't know if you can see, but yeah. So these are my chairs here. My projector's up over there. And then the movie screen is behind me over here. Yeah, I've got my everything all set up here in the corner of my basement because this is really the only place that I could do this because everywhere else in the house that could potentially be office space are being used by my wife for her office or my daughter, my oldest daughter, who is 13 and she is got schoolwork to do. Set home theater lights to 40%. All right. Yeah, it's pretty great. Honestly, it's made it really good for during quarantine to have a refuge that is kind of like going to the movies, which is really good. So, all right. Where was I? Oh, right. Xaxos can do this anytime. So we're going to hold on to that and use it as soon as the next round comes around. Because it can be either one of us on the end. So I can use it when I'm in the last turn. So that's good. All right, end turn. And yes, we're going to do that anyway. Yeah, we're just going to keep doing this. Oh, I've definitely run the monitor through the big screen. It is glorious. She has a Spectral Echo, so she can start... Oh, yeah. I'm going to grab one of these, too, because that'll help me clear out some of the useless gems. And now she's probably done. Yes. Good. And yeah, so let's use this. Fill her up with almost all the way with charges. And now let's take a look at... What am I going to have prepped? Just... Okay, so let's do... Kind of in the order that they are here, but let's try to break up the Carapace Queen so she's not sort of in our way. Or going twice in a row. Okay, so 2, 6, 8. Alright, did Xaxos already get one of the good gems? No, Xaxos did not get the good gems. Let's get the good gem. And then we're going to start building up some of these other damagers and then start opening up some breaches. Like, that's the key, is we want Brama to be sort of our healing engine, and we want Xaxos to be our damage engine. At least that's my thoughts. So. Yeah, I guess there's no reason not to go after this. Alright, so play. Alright, so let's focus. now there is a husk in play. So let's do this. Destroy that. Play this. Play this. Play all gems. Play it again. Yeah, I guess, is it worth it even to... What could she have that's going to be useful? No, don't need that. Oh, yeah, if I could get to 5, having her have the Mage's Talisman would be really great. Yeah, I guess we'll just do this. We are still not showing up on the page. Alright, so let's... Well, we already know it's not going to be 1, so we'll hit that for 2. Destroy one of these gems. Oh, you know what? That's wrong. That's not the way to do that. First things first, we should do this. Then we should hit the husk. Then we should hit that. And we can destroy that. Okay. And I have 5, so I can actually go ahead and just start opening things. What do I have coming up next for turn? I really want to start opening these up so that I can grab that 6-cost spell and start putting it where it needs to be and start powering it up some more, so. Unleash twice. Any player suffers 2 damage. Yes, so I will take this damage, which takes me down to 6, and then this round we can let, we can heal that up, so. Alright, so the question now is, do I want to... This is Gravehold and suffers 2 damage. Alright, it's going to be better or worse to keep that prepped and get double charge. Double charge is pretty great, but... 2, 4, 7... Oh, it's actually going to be 8. That's fine. So we'll hit this... So we got an extra one of those, so we'll play all the gems, we'll park the sparks. We're going to heal up our brother. And then we will... 1, 2, 4. Right, that's a good way to do that, I think. Yeah. Ugh, there's the crappy one. Alright, so let's take a look at this again. Husks have 2 life. Damage husks heal to full life. Immediately unleash power Carapace Queen swarms after 3. So we definitely need to lower those. Kind of ASAP. When like any great plan doesn't suffer contact with the enemy, kind of a situation. 2, 4, 6. If I do 6, I can buy that blasting staff. What do I want to do? Yeah, we'll do this. Be less overall than what we would have gotten, but she has a spectral echo, right? Yes. Yeah, you know what? Might as well get her. Oh no, you know what? I'm totally lying. I kept talking about how I wanted to get the Mage's Talisman. Yes, so let's definitely do this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, so we got rid of 2 of them, so that's good. to buy that. And yeesh. All right. I think we really are going to leave that prep this turn. So that we can... So let's focus this. Put this one here. This one here. Yeah. This definitely took a turn. But I don't think we're out of it just yet. Yeah, I actually ran Cat 6 outside, so I have several different Wi-Fi routers throughout the house that are hardwired to each other, but then that way you end up with a really good Wi-Fi bubble. Plus, I have switches in all the rooms that I really want to have something on, so that it's like, you know, like this is wired right now. My iMac is wired. There's like a cable that goes out to the switch, which goes over the Wi-Fi thing, which goes out the window and then up the side of the house to where the actual cable router is. All right. Should I get another one of those Spectral Echoes? That only has 2 more charges on it. Did I already get rid of... Yeah. I need more damage. That's really what it all boils down to here. Okay. So that's going to go off. Remind me again. Okay, Carapace Queen swarms in 3. We need to deal 8 damage to get us down into the any player discards a prep spell out of the Gravehold suffers 4 damage. And there's obviously also the chance that it's going to... could be more in there before that happens, which is not going to be great. Well, let's first do this. Alright, so that's only going to be 1 damage. Alright, so I think it's going to be 1 damage here and 2 damage here. Prep this in 2 and prep that in 1. Alright, so she's now ready to heal, which is good. We've got 4. Yeah, let's just keep focusing these up. We need to have room for all of our things at some point. Yikes! To discard, lose 4 charges. Yeah, probably gonna want to do that. How much damage is going to do altogether? Yes. 1, 5. And then do this again. Take the damage. 6, 7, 8. Cool. Actually, let's back that out and put it over here. We might let that stay parked. I could focus and have this one really close to being open. God, I wish I had one more ether. I guess I could do... Yeah, like that is definitely going to go off, but I managed to get it down to the not as terrible scenario. But all this is, yeah, there's a lot happening here. How many Spectral Echoes? Just the 1. No, I have 2. I have 2 Spectral Echoes. All right, so let's do... Yeah, let's just focus on this. Okay, so that's going to go off. There's really nothing I can do about it. But... it's probably worth it to keep that in play. Yeah, nice. so let's do that, and we'll hit that. All right, good. So that's fixed, which is excellent. Now let's keep that in play so that I can do this, play this, and then play it again. Park that spark. 11. That's a lot of ether. Sure is. What's up, Lude? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I feel like we're just gonna keep charging her up. That seems like the smart plan. This still hasn't gone off, but it's gonna go off next turn. I don't actually need to. I don't need to do anything. So let's just do this and play a gem in the hand twice and destroy it. And there's actually no reason to do that because I'm just gonna grab 2 charges. Yeah, and anyway. Alright, so this is going to swarm. We're going to have to discard a spell, which is fine, because we can just discard... Thanks. Yeah, Xaxos can take this. Ugh, there's that pulverizing ray. Alright, so that's going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. So let's just keep hitting this. I gotta hit that for 1. And we're gonna finish casting. We're gonna do the same thing we did before. Let's see. So I can charge and focus, or I can just straight up open. What do I want to do? I don't know that I actually need multiple places to put some of these spells. We got rid of the spark, one of the sparks. Yeah, I'm opening it. Nice. All right, so we can use this to do that. And I think this might be the scenario where we are, yeah, because we're going to be able to fill that up pretty easily. So we're not going to keep this. We're going to use this to go after this. And we will damage 4. And we'll hit this. And I actually think we're going to not destroy that because we're going to use this to destroy it. And get charges. Oh, you know what? I did this totally wrong. Hang on. Back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. So, yes. Okay, so let's do... We got the 1. So we'll play this to do it twice in hand and destroy it. Charge. Heal. Brama. Charge. 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 Yay! And yes, I do want to end because it doesn't really matter what we do now. And this, 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 and that. Okay, so discard, boom, discard, boom, discard, boom, discard, boom. All right. Or any player suffers 4 damage. Well, I'll take the damage. You're in all kinds of great positions to be just taking damage here. All right, we'll hit that. Oh, this is going to be perfect. So I'll just use this on my next turn, and we'll set up our whole next round. Okay, so... Hooray! So let's do... We'll take the damage to hit the husks. Have a good one, Brian. Always good to see ya. And we'll hit that. All right, so now do I want to destroy that? It's sort of a secondary question. Like, I definitely want to get rid of that. Hey, Ampthestus, we have not said anything about the phone UI for this. The next big thing for this, obviously, is the nameless, which we're working on now. But yeah, phone UI is something we would very much like to do. Online multiplayer, we're been getting some more questions about that. Although, you know, the reason why we're doing the expansion is because that gets more questions than anything else. If I do that, it'll get 4. Is there something I want to buy for 4, I guess is the question. Or should I just buy another Spectral Echo for 3? I'm going to get next turn 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. It's fine, because I can just use this to open. So we will skip. And... No, sorry, not skip. We're going to do this. And we are going to destroy that. Then we will play this. We'll give her a charge. We can use that to open. And then we can prep that. And that. And that. I like it. So now... We're kind of overkilling it there, but let's do Xaxos first, then Brama, then Carapace Queen, then Brama, then Carapace Queen, then Xaxos. That's what I think I want to do. That is a big question, Seamus. I would love to see that be a thing, but I just cannot give you an honest answer on that right now, unfortunately. Because we just, you know, we got so many other things to be doing, and it's, yeah. I just don't know is the unfortunate answer to that question. All right, yeah, we can do that. And this is now going to be gone forever. Right? Yeah. All right, so let's play these things. So that's 6. Oh, right, I really wanted the 7 to get that, but I guess I drew it wrong. Workshop would make digital very cool. We have had conversations with Green Ronin about Sentinels of Earth Prime. I would definitely say that if there was a choice between, like, which is more likely, Sentinels of Earth Prime or the Cauldron, it's definitely Sentinels of Earth Prime. All right. I guess I'll just buy one of these. All right, so we might as well do this. We'll let Xaxos take this one. We'll park that Spark over here. Yeah. We only have 3 open. Yeah, I definitely did not play this specialized as well as I could have. Focus. What does that destroy to? Yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, they've had so many problems with that. It's really a bummer because a lot of it's actually not their fault. Like, I've been watching, like, their issue, and they've talked about this publicly, so it's not like I'm telling anybody anything they don't know, but they had some issues with art that have been really hard for them to get underway. You know, after all the design happened, which of course was delayed because of the Oblivion process. Now that the game is done, the art is not done, and that's where they're sort of stuck, and that's a real bummer. Alright, I don't think there's anything I want to buy that I can do with just 2, so I guess we'll just use charges. Oh, God! That is so terrible. Yeah, it's got to be Xaxos. So we lose a Jade, a Crystal, and another Crystal. So it's not the worst. I mean, I would have liked to have not lost that Jade, but... Right, so we definitely have to go after this. So... should we take one? I mean, we're going to be able to heal up this turn, so I feel like taking one more damage just to try to get this out of the way is probably fine. Perfect. All right, and then we'll destroy this. We can use this to destroy another one. And heal Brama. All right, so she's in a pretty good charge engine. She probably has more damaging spells than she technically needs, but all right, so now I think it's time to start making a run at the Carapace Queen. We're not gonna discard. I think we are gonna focus this, so I can actually probably leave that spark prepped. Ooh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. All right. Oh shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Right. Not gonna destroy it, right. Okay, so let's finish casting, and we'll play this, put this one here, focus, and put this one here. Yeah, you know, this is, as soon as I play this, that one becomes worth less. So that probably wasn't the smartest way to do this, but it's fine. There's probably a better way to do it if you have more than one of that card, but maybe there isn't. I don't know. Cool. So this is going to deal 7 and 8. We should do the 8 one first. Right? So this is going to be 8 plus 5. 3 plus 2. Versus this one will be 7 plus 5. Yeah. All right. Cool. Still charging up the things. I can still get it for my next beginning of my next round, so that's fine. And then we'll... Yeah, I'm going to charge that up. So we'll put this there and this one there, and then we'll charge. And then we'll use it at the beginning of the next round. All right, let's do this. Yeah, might as well take Xaxos all the way up to full. Play that, park that, and another charge. Good times. Hopefully this won't be too devastating. Spend 7. The player with the most charges has bad things. Those are all their charges. All right, so I should be able to get 7 to do this, right? Because if I do, this is going to give me 1. Yeah, this is probably going to have the chip damage over here. Yeah, might as well. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I prep this, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So if I play this and then play this again, I can then use this, play this and destroy it, and that's 7. You can get rid of that. Bob's your uncle. And we can use this right away. You know what? I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind and just put all of our people up front and see what we can do in 2 turns each. All right. Oh, I'm not going to be able to open that. That's a bummer. All right, so we'll hit this. And that's going to be me again. So do that. And get, I guess, a charge. That's fine. And we'll do the same deal as last time-ish. This, get rid of that. All right, I don't. Are we gonna be able to get it this round? I think we might be able to get it this round. Let's, you know what? And just for funsies, let's take ourselves all the way up to full HP while we're doing it. Is this gonna be able to do 14 damage? That's gonna be 7. That'll be 6, 5, and 2. Is it really going to not be enough? 6, 5, and 2? That'll be 7, 3, and 2, or 6, 5, and 2, right? Am I imagining that? 6 minus 2, so that's 5, so that's 11, 12, 13. Ugh, come on. How did I do this math wrong? Is there any way to make it happen? 7, and that'll be only 3, so that's 10. Either way, it's only going to be, it's either going to be 12 or 13. Man. I screwed it up. What was I going to do next? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy anything. Oh, wait. Yeah, he's, like, out of cards because of the damage thing. Ugh, I don't think it's going to matter, but we'll just do that. I screwed it up because I miscounted things by 1. Oh, no, never mind. Ah, I thought it was going to already deal the Gravehold damage, so I guess we're good. Ah. Oh, thank goodness. That would have been a really annoying off by 1 error, and I would have been really annoyed. Anywho, thanks for joining me. That was some Aeon's End. It is currently a third off. It's under $10 on Steam. I think it's only $8 on mobile. So do check it out. It is, super excited to be part of the big Indie Mega Booth family. We're very sad to see them go, at least for now. They're just going away for now. And check out all the other awesome games that we got to exhibit with. What was the one that I was... Shoot, I can't remember the name of it now. Quench. Some friends of mine worked on the Switch port of that, and that was featured at the Indie Mega Booth near us. It was really, really great. So check it out. It's on Steam. If you go to steamstore.com or whatever, sales/Indie Mega Booth, you can see all the fun stuff happening there. And tell your friends. Some of our other games are on sale too. If they're looking for Sentinels or One Deck Dungeon, those are also on sale as well right now. Alrighty, well, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful day. I may do this again on today's Wednesday. I might do this again on tomorrow or Friday. I haven't decided yet. And the sale actually goes all the way through Tuesday, so think about that. All right. See ya.